takes aviation security into a new realm.
They're a total invasion of privacy.
If I think of it as being me, it's pretty horrifying.
Step into the future of airport security. This is a millimetre wave radio frequency body scanner. It doesn't use X-rays, but it has X-ray vision. The government says it's very safe, but it's still controversial.
Basically what the machines do is allow us to look at a person's body and effectively look through their clothing to any threat items that might be secreted on their person.
Using this technology, security officers can detect metal and plastic weapons. They can also see through your clothes. This demonstration was set up for our camera, recorded, and the volunteer allowed us to show you his scanned image. The government assures us that this will not be allowed when the technology is used with the public.
No images will be stored. The person viewing the image is remote from where the person will be going through the body scanning, so they can't link in any way a person and their image. Faces are blurred, so we've tried to build a system that's very protective of people's privacy, and anybody participating in the trial is a volunteer.
These virtual scanners will show women who have had breast enlargement, breast implants, will show women who have colostomy inserts, will show women who have had mastectomies, and if we can switch it to men, it will show men who have had penile implants.
The head of the Australian Council for Civil Liberties, Terry O'Gorman, says this technology allows virtual strip searches, and it's grossly overstepped the mark.
Now you've got to ask yourself, has the war against terrorism got to the stage where we, in effect, have to have our genitals shown, viewed by someone in another room, in the name of airport safety? We say this goes too far. We say it skews the balance between proper security on the one hand and the maintenance of basic civil liberties, particularly bodily privacy, on the other.
I know my colleagues, really don't like the prospect at all. I've talked to a few people about it, all of whom feel that it is quite an invasion. This is pretty good.
Carden Calder runs a financial services communications company and flies regularly for work. She's not thrilled at the prospect of airport security staff being able to see her virtually naked.
Because it's a big step up from what you go through today. Having just been through, 4 airports on an international trip, every single one of them is a different process. All of them are a pain, but I also accept that they're all a necessary pain. So to me, it's all about, well, how are we so much safer because this is happening? I really want to know why this makes us safer.
The only true way to check people, is by having these full body X-rays. I'm afraid they're here to stay because there's no other option.
As the head of the aviation department at the University of New South Wales, Professor Jason Middleton keeps a close eye on developments in airport security. He says terrorists are innovative and aviation security has to stay one step ahead whenever it can. And in this day and age, that means more invasive checks before getting on a plane.
Is it a breach of privacy that we just have to accept?
Well, I don't see how we can not accept it. The fact that one's private body parts are seen is unfortunate, but terrorists are not going to worry about where they carry explosives, and if they need to carry them in those sorts of private parts in order to blow things up, they'll do it.
But there are other new technologies that are far less intrusive and have positive spin-offs. One's been developed after UK authorities foiled a terrorist plot to use liquid explosives 2 years ago. A new bottle scanner can detect a variety of dangerous liquids, aerosols and gels, and could one day lead to a loosening up of those annoying liquid restrictions.
I would certainly hope that it would enable us to look at the liquids, aerosols and gels regime in concert with our international counterparts, and over time see if we could minimise its impact on travellers.
And there's a new 3D X-ray machine to look for bombs in carry-on luggage. Whether passengers like it or not, the trend at airports around the world is to test and adopt new technology like the body scanner. And Australian airports will be under pressure to meet international standards.
If we're rolling out new technology and there is a bit of a trade-off involved, then we can guarantee that we've got a better security outcome.
At the moment, it'll be voluntary. Will you volunteer to go through it if you see it?
No. Definitely not.
Just 20 years ago, the full body scan was Hollywood's view of the future.
Cut him off that way! Over there!
But what was science fiction has become science fact and is coming to an airport near you.
If my chances of arriving at the destination are much greater, if I put up with that inconvenience, then I guess I'd like to arrive alive, even if my privacy's been slightly invaded.
And you can bet, once it's introduced at airports, there'll then be calls for it to be introduced at sporting stadiums, there'll then be calls for it to be introduced in public malls to deal with young people carrying knives, etc. It will not stop at airports.